us today, we got Joe, Triggered Joe Britson.
All right, let's go.
To try to get a matchup with a gunner. Oh, goes the loop. Francis is gunner.
Well, this is just a fist. When I start throwing it around, I can leave one hell of a mess. Let's dance.
Multiple occasions. Wow, it looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding.
Wow.
It's very rare.
What a finish. Another one.
Really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Trying to take care of business, trying to get to it's a knockout. Oh, my It's a knockout.
And he's closing it, trying to finish it, and it's over!
Because I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
Brock is brought to you by Modelo.
I killed it!
Punch me right in the face, man.
And we have a new nickname. Okay, we have William Send It 7 Pearson. All right, other than that, we used to call him Willie Pete. We used to call him the Mad Russian.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby.
I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough. Bitch.
Wow, how good is this?
Finish him!
Another one.
Everybody gets triggered. It's just that you become a pansy. That's in the Book of Brawl.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
Gotta be very careful. What's up, sports fans? Are you looking for a job? Do you want to change in careers? Do you want to own your own business? I got the answer for you. This show is brought to you by FleetTex. FleetTex is partnering with veterans with mechanical or electronic experience. FleetTex specializes in on-site deployment of GPS tracking equipment and cameras for fleet vehicles across our nation. Check out what they do at www.fleettex.com. Apply today. Currently targeting veterans living in Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee. Local work and travel opportunities may be available in other areas. FleetTex proudly supports our military, its service members, our veterans, and their families. Enjoy the show.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Sports Betting Show with your hosts, Triggered Joe, Send It 7 Pearson, and the Big Earl. UFC, NFL, if it's on, we're betting on it.
Trash Talkers, Gruntworks Nation, and anybody else watching in the Kerber Trenton realm that nobody knows exists. Welcome to the UFC fight shows with the legendary Bill the Champ, Send It 7 Pearson, and Triggered Joe Britson. Now, I have to take a moment here to acknowledge that I did talk to Joe's mom today, and it was phenomenal. right? Like it just, you could just tell the glowing on my face. You could say it's the lights behind my computer, but it's the fact that I talked to Joe's mom. I'm not too sure. But anyways, it's felt like a century since we've been together because I was on a business trip 2 weeks ago. There was no fight card last week, but we got absolutely murdered 2 weeks ago. Just like everybody else, except the people who pick clown picks. All right. So if you pick the big girls picks that weekend, if I was making picks, you probably would have won a shit ton of money. But other than that, what was it, like 5 upsets that week? Like it was just, stupid.
I'm looking up the card now because it was ridiculous. I did hit a 3-fighter on the Contender Series, but that was all luck. But hey, listen, we're skipping right over the best part. The MMA world got to actually have a new best knockout of all time introduced to them because that was the greatest head kick knockout Leon Edwards put on Kamaru Usman I've ever seen, as far as how big the moment was, as far as what he had to do, and the fact that if you watch all the tape and watch all the commentary, Leon set that kick up and he was patient enough to keep it in his pocket for 3 rounds.
And whoever made that video on TikTok with the Rockies song and like just brilliant.
Nicknames
like with the coach
Rocky,
saying you're getting killed right now. You got to do something. You're down 3. And
let's go, Leon. Let's go.
Yeah, just
stop
crazy.
letting them bully you,
crazy,
son.
Awesome. But hey,
like
pleasure to have you
Guy
guys all
Ritchie
on the
movie.
show. Remember, guys, if you're watching for the first time or you're still watching and still don't understand how to bet, all right, do not bet all of your money on parlays unless you have a lot of money. All right, don't do it. All right, if you don't have any money to gamble, don't do it. Same thing. Listen to the locks at the end of the show. Listen to the fights that we talk about, that they talk about, and then the most important thing of all this half hour you're about to endure is do not listen to me. Right? I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I take a pen, which I have a Sharpie today because I lost it. But I will use this Sharpie and I will circle and write down everything these guys say, right? Because they're that good. All right, they're that good at picking fights. Now we took some lumps on the chest 2 weeks ago, but I mean, I'll show. We just need to start showing like my bookie account, and just being like, yeah, it started at 300, it's at 1,800 now because of UFC, right? Like it's insane. So it's really cool. So you guys pay attention, and if you're on the thread, chat, say hi, say where you're watching from, give us some of your picks. Give us what you want to talk about. Like if you don't agree with Bill or Joe, then we'll make fun of you for about 45 seconds, and then we'll move on. But anyways, let's go. Let's get down to it. And a big shout out, big acknowledgement to the baker back there. Right, he's over there. You can't see him. Right, he's the fake agent in the background doing all the graphics and all that stuff. So Chris put the first fight up, and the first fight got canceled. Right, it was that women's fight.
Yeah.
So the first fight
in Ferreira.
Yeah, so the first fight is Charles Jourdain at 13-5 versus Nathaniel Wood. All right, and Nathaniel Wood's coming in at 18-5. Now I did some research on this. Okay, and I always study the first fight pretty hard because it's the opening one, and I want to make sure that I'm right.
That sounds good. I'll have that.
So people don't know this, and I guarantee you, Bill and Joe have no idea. But Nathaniel Wood broke into the MMA scene, all right, in back alley carnival fights. Okay, when you look at this guy, he's only 5'5", and he has giant hands. So he was a carnival person, and he traveled around the country. And then after every big hands, right? So after every carnival thing, he would just go in this tent and just fuck people up. Right. So I got to go with the Carney here. All right. Nathaniel Wood is going to win in a second round knockout. Let's start with the champ. Bill, what say you?
It's great Carney theory.
I researched it on Wikipedia.
Joe and I are probably going to disagree on this one. However, I'm going to say up front, I'm also not going to put any money near this fight at all. I'm going with Wood, and I'm going to make him my DraftKings sleeper. The only reason is this: don't put this in a parlay. I think they're pretty evenly matched, which means they both kind of suck. Wood didn't look that great in his last fight. It was kind of unimpressive, and I'll agree with Joe with that one. And I thought Jourdain looked better in his last fight. However, I think the key separator in this fight is going to be Wood's ground game. Wood is just the better guy on the ground, and I think Jourdain's a little bit better on his feet. But none of them have that knockout power. That this is not going to be this exciting fight that can end at any second. I think this is actually going to be it's definitely going to be a decision. I would take the over on this. If you do want to put it in a parlay, but I do think I got Wood. I think that his ground game is just a little bit better, and it'll keep him a big enough threat to make this drag on and kind of not be a great fight, to be honest with you. Again, I don't think I would go near this fight for money line, but if you want to pick the over on it, I do think this goes to a decision. So Wood decision, also my DraftKings sleeper.
So Javier Portillo says Wood 100%. And the reason why is because he said, I just like saying I got Wood. All right. So,
yeah.
So Joe, what say you?
Lee Corso says it. Lee Corso says it best, but not so fast.
Maybe he should host for me because that's some good logic.
Yeah.
So.
Not so fast, my friend. I watched actually 3 of Jourdain's last fights, and Wood did not impress me in his last one. The thing with Jourdain is, like, everyone's like, well, he lost his last one to Burgos. Okay. Well, he outstruck Shane Burgos 161-67. Significant strikes. He outstruck him 113-42. I'm not really sure how Jourdain lost that fight, even though I bet on Burgos. Bill and I both picked Burgos. And so I was happy that he got the decision, but it was a majority decision to Shane Burgos. Much better competition, I believe, than Nathaniel Wood's last fight. I like Jourdain's action. I like the fact that he did the Spartan kick against Andre Uhl at the very end of the fight. It kind of went viral for a second. It was right at the end of the round. He screamed and booted the guy, and it really worked, put him into the fence. But he's like, he always wants to fight. And I catch Nathaniel Wood a lot getting proud of something when he lands it, like a 1-2 a guy and then kind of smirk. And like, Jourdain's the type of guy that's he's gonna fire back. And I think these guys are very evenly matched. I like Jourdain's volume. I like his toughness. He's only been finished by submission once and never been knocked out. He's got 12 finishes on 13 victories. So I like him here to win by decision. And the only thing I disagree with Bill on, other than the judge, is I think it's going to be a good fight. I think these guys are really going to, I think they're going to spill some blood because Jourdain, he gets in the brawls. So should be a good one. I like Jourdain to win by decision, but Bill and I would both probably tell you the over is the play here. I like over 2.5.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh, yeah. So Joe Loy coming right back at Javier, saying Javier would be the only one with a bunch of guys to get Wood. That's pretty solid. We got some people on the thread today. We got some jokers. And I love it. Hey, keep it up.
Listen, you guys tearing each other apart is good for my soul. So keep it coming.
Exactly. So anyways, here we go. The next fight, it's a featherweight fight. It's another featherweight fight, which again, the Big Earl doesn't care about featherweight fights because, even the Big Earl at the age of 13 was like 140 pounds. Okay. I think Bill was like 205 at that point. So like, it's,
It was 8.
Yeah, he was 8. Like, yeah,
he was 7.5.
But those of you who don't know, that Sept Pearson is a very large mammal. All right, but you'll just have to meet him someday. Okay, Gomez 10-2 versus Aarons at 13-3. Now, again, I didn't research this one as much, but can anybody answer me? What do you do with Aarons?
You run him.
You run him. Okay. Joe got it.
That.
So I'm going Gomez by decision as he runs the errand. All right, Joe, what say you? Perfect,
okay, we got
baby.
Two...
That was hey, guys, that was not staged. That was the shit.
Believe it or not, we never worked on that.
Nope.
Here's a big secret. We don't work on anything. We just run it.
We don't even know what's happening. I don't even know what day it is.
Two guys making their UFC debut here. I can't lie and tell you guys I know a ton about either one of them, except for the fact that neither one of them has a very high finishing percentage. Guys like that tend to do one of two things in their opening fight in the UFC. They either tend to go out and have like a human cockfight where they rip each other's heads off, or they're nervous. And no one really engages. Kind of like, remember Battle and Gore, Bill?
Nope.
It was for the whole thing, for the Ultimate Fighter prize. Yeah. And we both were like, that fight was so freaking boring. And it was like, this is for the championship. But it was the first time cameras like that were on these guys. So big lights, big fight in Paris, by the way. That's first UFC ever in France. So I think they did that for a reason. But I'm going to take Gomes here by decision. He's a Southie. He's 10-2. He really, honestly, it's just the volume that I see here. He's got 6 knockouts. Aaron's is really not a power puncher, so I'm going to give it to the guy I think throws harder and has a higher percentage of landing. So I'm going to go with Gomes here over Aaron's by split decision.
Very nice.
The only bet I'll put on this fight is the distance because of these guys' finishing percentage is
all right.
low.
Pay attention to that fight, fans. He gave you who he thought was going to win, but he told you how he was going to bet. That's the most important thing. All right, the champ. What you say, you?
I actually disagree with Joe a little bit on this one. It's Gomes. I got Gomes, and I'm actually willing to throw that in a parlay, to be honest with you. The only reason I disagree with you a little bit, Joe, is Gomes has actually finished 7 of his last 10 fights.
We'll see. I didn't see his whole record, but
now, granted, those are in, these no-name leagues that nobody's ever heard of. So that could also not mean jack and shit. It's both their debuts. I'm going with Gomes just because he's finished more people, and Aaron's has been finished with I think it was a choke.
Yes.
So go with Gomes. He's the heavier favorite. I think the last line was like a -225. I think it was if you're going on MGM and DraftKings. I think that's the safe bet. I'll throw it in a parlay just because he's got a bunch of finishes, and Aaron's has been finished before. Again, like I said, this could go either way. It's a debut, and both of them are coming from leagues that nobody's ever heard of.
He's actually down to a -200 on FanDuel now. So
yeah, so
that
basically
money must
Dana
be flowing
White,
either both ways.
I mean, yeah, Dana White put a bunch of people in a stadium in Paris and needed some Frenchies to fill the card.
And you know what
that's
this
what
is,
this one is.
All this is which one of you guys fought in a better league, and we'll find out. That's it.
I mean, yeah. So go with Gomes. I think it's a safer bet. Again, they're little dudes.
Very little.
Gomes just has the more finishes. So I'm going Gomes money line. I'll throw that in a parlay later that I'll talk about.
All right, there you have it, fight fans. Let's go to the next fight. And we have a lightweight fight, and it's Maldesi at 18-7. Huh?
Makdessi. Canadian.
Makdessi. Okay. Makdessi versus Assad Haparas. All right, at 13-5.
That one was flawless.
Yeah, I'm going with you can never bet on anybody named Makhat Assarat, so I'm gonna go with or Assad Haparas. Who fucking knows how to say that name? So I got really triggered just even trying to pronounce his name for like the first 5 seconds.
I understand.
So I'm like, I don't even care. So I'm going Makdessi by we haven't seen a Superman punch in a minute. So I'm gonna go with a Superman punch and knock his ass out. Bill, tell me you don't got Assad Haparas.
I do have Nasrat.
Son of a bitch.
He's the heavier favorite too. I think it's a -250. As
bet on the Big Earl. It was 2 weeks ago.
215, 215 at the moment.
Yeah, 215. It's been sticking between 2 and 250 as we're leading up the fight. Nasrat's got the longer reach with the kicks and the punches. Listen, both these guys are decision kings too. So if you take the over on this, you got a real safe bet. So if I wouldn't take this fight money line in a parlay, but if you take the over on this, they're both just known to be decision kings. Now I think Nasrat's he's on a 2-fight losing streak, but it's to solid losses. I mean, it's Bobby Green and Dan Hooker are not bad losses back to back.
I watched that Dan Hooker fight live in person, and he honestly very easily could have won that fight against Dan Hooker.
Yeah. So honestly, I like Nasrat on this one. If you're going to take him a money line, go with Nasrat. But if you want the safe bet, take the over on this. I think both of their last 5 fights have all gone to decisions.
Except for our boy Dobes knocked out old
so
Ass
Dober
Hat.
knocked out
Dober
Nasrat,
knocked
so I'll
out
give him
Ass
that.
Hat.
So,
I think I got to stop you there, Bill. I think Dober's team. I think they watched our show and they're like, you're not going on that show. So Drew, let us know what we got to do to change our show and get on here because you said you're coming on. All right, Drew,
Quit handling your boy.
I'm tagging you.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
This ain't no cupcake show.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to answer some hard questions. All right.
Yeah.
Just quit
like
handling
what's
him.
your dick size? You know, like that's just
let him go.
Like we gotta know. Yeah. So
hey, but listen, I do, man.
No,
if this
we do
ever
not need to
if this ever comes out and we can get
you weren't thinking the same thing, Bill? Oh.
No.
And we can get some fodder for Dober to laugh at. Dude, when that asshole was doing the shuffle when Dober was hitting him, and then he pasted him in the ribs and broke his rib, and the guy fell down.
So awesome.
I honestly was laughing so hard because I wanted him to just knock that stupid look off that guy. He kept dancing in the middle of the fight. I'm like, dude, guy in front of you is a brick shit house. He's still punching. And yeah, I loved his last knockout. God, that was fun to watch.
It was.
Especially because Brazilians think they invented MMA.
They did.
Maybe jiu-jitsu, but not all of it.
Yeah.
But again, if you want to throw this in the parlay, take the over on this one. But if you're going to go money line on any of these dudes to win, take Nasrat. He's like I said, he's a -2 to 250 depending on what time of day you're making your bet. But take Nasrat on this money line, throw it in a parlay, take the over.
Yeah.
All right. What's up?
All right.
What's up, Boats Oshana? How you doing, brother? Hey, anytime
What's
I
up,
reach
brother?
out, obviously I always reach out. And Javier says Drew Dober's hung like a flea sitting on an ice cube. All right, so Trigger Joe, what say you?
Yeah,
All right.
I got Nasrat by dominant Russell decision. I saw him against Dan Hooker, who is a much more dangerous and better striker than John Makdessi at 37 years old. You know, 37 years old is a good age to be in your prime years at heavyweight. At lightweight, man, this is a faster game. Nasrat's 27. Makdessi's been around forever, and I just think Nasrat's going to be able to. There it is. Tell him, Squints. But I think Nasrat's going to be much more powerful, be able to get his double legs, be able to get his ground and pound, do pretty much whatever he wants. And I don't think he finishes Makdessi just because he's such a grizzled veteran. I'm exactly right where Bill's at. I got 30-27 Nasrat, and I'm real comfortable with that pick.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Hey, before we get to the last three fights, just another big shout out to Fleet Tex. All right. Fleet Tex is our sponsor. They just partner with us on the Veteran Trash Talk Hour as well. And again, if you're looking for a job and you have any background in automotive work or engineering, electrical work or automotive work, please. All right, go to Fleet Tex with a dash. I think that's running across the bottom. Go to fleettex.com, all right, and apply for a job and tell them Veteran Trash Talk sent you.
Hell yeah.
We need you to act. We need you to act like a veteran trash talker. All right, we need you to get there and work hard, bust your ass, and you got a chance to make six figures there. This guy, all he wants to do is hire veterans. All right, just do it. All right, go there and get a job. Stop being a lazy ass. All right, let's go to the next one. We got a middleweight fight, and it's D Chirico. I think it's Topo Chico. That's a good. I think he purchased that drink.
Bill, I got the shit end of the lineup on this one. I keep getting the fights I don't want you to pick first.
Yeah, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, Joe. If you just win some points. All right, so we got D Chirico, and I'm cheering for you, Joe. So that's not a cut on you. I'm just like I want you to win. Like I want to talk shit to Bill. Like I'd rather talk shit to Bill. But like, fuck. All right, D Chirico
being the goat.
13-6 versus Kopylov at 8-2. Now.
Hey, I'll throw a point up on Jourdain Wood, by the way. I think that's a good one there.
Did you guys both pick Wood?
Negative.
Oh, okay. I didn't pay attention.
Anyway, I picked Jourdain. He picked Wood.
No. He said he didn't want to bet that. But
we didn't want to bet it, but we could do a point on the. I mean, that's up to Bill.
It's a coin toss. It's a coin flip, I guess, right? Because you guys are both iffy about it. But I mean, it's up. Obviously, it's up to me, but I'll think about it. All right. So we got Kopylov at 8-2. But people don't realize if you really go into the research, his first name is Roman. And those of you who are watching MLB recently, he created Roman, which is the dick pill. All right. It's the new Viagra. So Roman is going to win this fight, but you can bet on him.
Yeah.
However, he will no longer be in the UFC as he tests positive for testosterone increasers with the Roman pill. All right. I'm just saying that's what's going to happen. Joe, what say you?
Oh, dude, this one here. Okay, look, this is what we're dealing with. All right, DiChirico comes in, and if we got some Italian viewers out there, my bad. But every time I hear about these Italian prospects coming up, they look great. I mean, they're always built. They always look like they just come out of the gym, and then they hit like a plateau that's like at a journeyman level, and past that they just can't. Like Marvin Vettori is the best one they got in the UFC, and he's on this card. And I love Marvin Vettori as a fighter, but like DiChirico is just like Alessio Sakara is another guy that came out of Italy. It's just they're great strikers.
I just watched that movie, Sicario.
Yeah. Del Toro. I didn't realize he's got this many fights in the UFC, Bill, but he is hang on, let me add these up. My God. He's 4-6. He's got 10 UFC fights. But he's 4-6.
4 of his last 5.
He's 1-5 in his last 5, or 1-4 in his last 5. I just can't bet on this dude. Kopylov doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence either. But he's 8-2 with 7 knockouts. So I'm gonna give the power punching advantage to Kopylov. There really is no reach advantage here. Kopylov's got 1 inch on him, but it's a pick 'em right now. This fight's -110, -110 is what I'm looking at. So I'm gonna take Kopylov. I'm gonna take him by knockout. Bill might have something different than me, but this one literally here is a gut pick because it's very, very tough matchup. But I'm gonna take Roman Kopylov. I'm gonna take him by 2nd round knockout.
Very nice, very nice. The champ, who, by the way, that point total got down to 1 at some point, and now it's back to 3. So, Bill,
how's it back to 3?
Oh, because you lost 2 in a row.
No, well, yeah, you can't. You got to give like names. What fights did I lose to?
We'll have to go back over it. But they were bad. They were bad.
Bill, yeah, I was gonna say if Bill disputed his, I don't know if I ever got to.
We'll go 2.5 then if it makes you feel better.
No, there was 1, and Bill was like, "No, we corrected the point." So Bill was at 2, and then I don't believe we've picked again, have we?
Yeah, 3 fight cards ago.
Yeah, I'm not trusting the eyes I'm looking at. I'm not trusting them.
Sober is
not that memory. I'm sorry.
We should just tell everyone that's watching that might be new that I've been ahead for over a year. It's almost not even a point
with like an 8-month break. With like an 8-month break in the middle. But yeah, he's been ahead for over a year.
You're about to see why we call him Trigger Joe. We're about to get him. He's about to crest. He's about to crest.
Bill, we like to go last 5. We like to go last 5 a lot with these fight picks. Tell them what you are in your last 5.
Still ahead.
Well, like 2 and 3.
Well, yeah, Joe's made a comeback. Like I said, you were making a comeback.
Yeah.
So Corona.
You said that, but then what's that?
Now then, Joe's arch nemesis is Chris. So the Muffin Fingers is chiming on the back channels right now. The channels that
he's Nick. You can only hear him because he's the one holding your pocket.
Look at it. You froze the screen. That's how good it was.
Yeah.
Joe got so mad. Joe got so mad his heart rate stopped the screen. All right, but
oh man,
love you, Joe.
Before he gets too triggered, I actually agree with Joe.
I'm just waiting for him to pick.
Oh, here we go. Now we got to rush.
I'm sitting here just waiting for you guys to pick.
Joe, I literally just said I agree with you on this one.
He did. He's
no, I know, but he's like laughing like I'm saying. I was like, I'm
laughing
here
because of the inside jokes I didn't even say.
Oh, I didn't hear anything. Chris holds your pocket, not mine. I can't hear him from this distance.
I mean, he does.
He literally does.
I mean.
Yeah.
2 against 1, homie.
There you go.
Anyway, so I agree with Joe on this one. DiChirico is just unimpressive. He's lost 4 of his last 5. One of those being slept. And that last one was a nasty head kick in 17 seconds. So I'm taking Kopylov on this one. I think he's the better striker. Granted, a lot of his finishes were also in one of those weird leagues that nobody's heard of in some Eastern Bloc country.
The Carney League.
Yeah. I'm actually okay with Kopylov second round TKO. I can get behind that one. Both of them haven't been all that impressive the last 3 fights. Safe bet is to take Kopylov. I'm not throwing it in a parlay. But if you're just dying to bet money on this one, go with Kopylov. Kopylov to finish.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Now we get to go to the co-main. And this is where we start to get excited. Because now, do we have a start the grill fight? Bill, is there a start the grill fight of this card? Or should we eat before? Well, this is actually early, right?
Yeah,
the second one. The second
fight is start the lunch grill, right? This is
I'm telling you, Jourdain and Wood they're gonna bang it out, man. That's gonna be a good fight.
I argue the Nazareth Hakparas fight is the start the grill fight.
Yeah,
right, so
maybe.
So this fight, what time does this fight start? Because it's in England, right?
Early.
So it starts 9:00 Pacific, so I think noon Eastern.
Noon Eastern time. So start your early
main card starts
early
at 3.
dinner grill at the
Prelims
asshat fight.
noon.
Yeah, the asshat Hakparas fight is when you start the grill. Is that what we're saying? All right.
Yeah.
So get the sausages
We'll start it in the second fight because that's right before it. So
okay, yeah, so that way you can eat. That way you can eat, enjoy your food. I like it. That's what we start going to. When do you start the grill? When do you eat? Right? I go like, hey, these are the 2 fights where you start the grill, eat during this one. All right. So let's go to the co-main. It's a middleweight fight, and we got Whitaker at 24-6 going against Vettori at 18-5. Now, I got into Vettori's camp, right? And I was talking to the guys, and he's a huge fan of the Olive Garden. All right, because he's Italian.
Because that's authentic Italian food,
obviously, right?
The way they make it.
But they're actually in England where there is no Olive Garden. So I'm going to go with Whitaker because Vettori is going to be extremely upset that he didn't get his breadsticks and soup for $5, right? And I'm going to go Whitaker by Pizza Slam. All right, those of you who never worked at Domino's, all right, which I did in high school. So it's a slap here, it's a slap here, it's a spin, and it's a throwdown. All right, that's a pizza slam. All right, everybody, Bill, who's works in the pizza industry knows this. So Vettori is going to get destroyed by a pizza slam. Bill, what say you?
Slap. So you're picking the Italian guy to lose by pizza slam, not the other way around,
right? Because he didn't get his fucking Olive Garden.
But he's from the home of pizza,
right? But the Italians would argue that they're not. They want breadsticks and soup. Everybody knows this. It's Olive Garden. Olive Garden is authentic Italian. Okay, if you don't drink Rossi wine or eat breadsticks, then you're not fucking Italian.
Yeah.
All right, I don't
if you've never drank wine out of a box, then you lose my number because that's where it gets good.
Argue my research, Bill.
I won't.
Brought to you by 10th Mount Bourbon.
Yes. Hopefully 10th Mount Bourbon takes their money and puts it on me on this one, not the big girl. Vittoria's got a great chin, but he's not going to win this fight. I got Robert Whitaker by decision. I think the kicking game of Whitaker is going to be the difference maker in this fight. Listen, oh, that made my day. Listen, I think Whitaker's.
What made your day?
Joe's visitor in the background. You weren't looking.
Oh, I missed it because Javier said, "What wine doesn't come in boxes?"
There it is. That's why we love him.
Well, Whitaker is just he's the victim of Israel Adesanya. Whitaker would be the champion if it wasn't for Adesanya. Adesanya is just his Achilles heel. Yeah, every weight class has their generational fighter that's the case.
The Covington saga, with Covington Usman, same deal.
And just like Valentina or her weight class, people are just waiting for her to retire at this point. That's the case with this weight class. Whitaker's the better fighter. I think his kicking game is going to keep Vettori at bay. I think this will go to the decision because it's hard to finish Vettori. He's got a brick for a chin and he can eat shots. But I think this is going to be a pretty unanimous decision as well. And Whitaker looked great in his last fight against Adesanya, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't really see that he lost that fight decisively anywhere.
He lost it because he didn't have the belt. They gave it to the belt holder. Again, Whitaker looks great. I think he'd be the champ right now if it wasn't for Adesanya. I think that's his only 2 losses since 2014 have been Adesanya.
2013.
No, 14. Trust me, I researched this for all of you. So yeah, Whitaker by unanimous decision. He's not going to put Vettori away. Vittori's just got too good of a chin. And he's a great boxer as well, to be honest with you. But Whitaker by unanimous decision on this one. So again, another one. If you're unsure about the winner, the over is a super safe bet on this one.
Yeah,
it'll go to a decision for sure.
Boat says $1 on Whitaker. Get it. Go get it, Boats. All right, Joe. What say you, Boats? I'll float you 50. Let's go.
Before my preamble, I completely agree with Bill on Whitaker by decision.
Is preamble 1 word or 2 words?
I believe it's a word, and you can put a hyphen in it if you want. But I also write all my letters in all caps, so there you go. Yeah.
Sometimes
Vettori has like one of those heads, like if you like took an egg and sat it down thin ways, put a mold around it, and then set the head in. His neck goes out from the ears, so he's got like this.
So like an egg like this, or an egg.
Like it sits in a cradle, like his neck goes all the way up to his ears. Yeah. You figure that out on mute.
Yeah.
He's also got 11 of his fights have been inside the distance. 13 of them have gone the distance. Whitaker's gone the distance quite a bit. I do believe that he takes the legs away. He outstrikes them. Vettori he's a jack of all trades, master of none type fighter. You can't knock him out. His striking's good. His defense is good. He's a strong guy, but Whitaker is just too active, too powerful, too fast. And Robert Whitaker is on a different mission. He wants the belt back, and I think his last fight and the loss, the Sal D'Amato loss to Adesanya, where he didn't really lose the fight, he just lost on points. And at a very razor close margin. It didn't deter him at all. And I think he's ready to come back. Vettori just lost Adesanya. I think he's going to beat Vettori, and he's going to fight Israel Adesanya for the belt, or Ferreira.
I think his last fight against Adesanya too also showed him that he can beat him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He took off some of that luster. Unless Ferreira comes in and sleeps Adesanya again, which would be hilarious. But
he also took that right and left combo that knocked him out in the first fight and stayed standing too. So I think that Adesanya, he might be kind of creeping towards getting out the door. He's making his money elsewhere. He's not really brutalizing and beating guys down anymore. And this Alex Ferreira, dude, he's sitting at the press conferences like Clubber Lang, like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to go make people bleed. And man, I think he's got a problem.
He's the only guy to really handle the champ. All right, like in one fight, he beat Rocky Balboa. Yeah. So, and his prediction for the fight was pain. Yeah. I'm letting it out there, Joe, for the guys that don't understand who Clubber Lang is. All right, there's a lot of young people watching.
I don't hate Balboa, but I pity the fool, and I would destroy any man who tries to take what I got.
Yeah,
sorry. But yeah, I got Robert Whitaker by decision. Vettori is one step behind him at almost every level, and just barely, but very good fight. And I believe Whitaker's a veteran who knows this is a 3-rounder. I've got to get my points. I've got to get the volume. He's going to get it going early and just be a little bit too much for Vettori to defend. So Whitaker by decision, and I'm pretty confident in him in that one.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, this is the fight that I'm excited about. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, these guys, the experts might not be because they know way more than I fucking do. But I'm excited because I only want one guy to win. I don't ever pick the main event. I let the experts do this. But we got Cyril Gane at 10-1 versus Tuivasa at 15-3. Now Tuivasa is the guy that will literally drink a beer out of your shoe. not his shoe, your shoe, right? If he wins, he drinks out of your shoe while walking back, right? Like he'll slam like 6 beers on the way back to the locker room. How do you not want that to happen? Like, that's got to happen. So I'm going Tuivasa because I think even Cyril wants to watch it. Cyril just might tap so that he can watch Tuivasa drink beer out of other people's shoes. Joe, what say you?
I wish that would happen. I really do. I want to pick him, but the fact that Cyril Gahn has 6 inches of reach on him and is such a brilliant strategist, and he was a razor's edge away from beating the champ in his last fight. He was very close to beating Ngannou, and I think that Tuivasa, even though he's coming off a beautiful knockout of Derek Lewis, who loves to get knocked out in Texas for some reason, I don't know why, but
so true.
Tuivasa showed the fact that he can be hit, and if you show a guy like Cyril Gahn with that athleticism, he's going to hit you and he's going to outpoint you. And I don't see Gahn being dumb enough to be drawn into where Ty can knock him out. I just don't see it. I think first of all, he's a French fighter. French fighters don't go out there for blood. They go out there to win a fight based on the rules, and if knocking you out happens, but they're going to be tacticians. And I think Gahn breaks him down. I don't see these guys going 5 rounds. And I think it's more of a stoppage because Ty's gassed and he's getting his legs blasted as well. And I see Gahn. I'm going to say he taps him in the 4th. I'm going to say they end up going to the ground and Gahn puts him in a choke.
Very nice.
Actually, you know what? Let me go back to doctor stoppage.
We're going back.
He's gonna stop him. Stop him.
Doctor stoppage.
A little bit of ground and pound.
That sounds like a big Earl. Like you saying, like the hamstring's gonna be gone?
Yeah, like TKO in the 4th.
Okay, very nice. That's very interesting. That one of
simply
the experts
because I believe
Ty
will be very tired and he'll know he's behind on the point card and he'll go for it. Because that's the one thing about Tai Tuivasa that I love. He won't. I don't believe that there's a single shred of this man that will go to a decision knowing he's lost without throwing in the kitchen sink. So I think he throws a kitchen sink in, and I just think Gahn's better. As much as I want Ty to connect on a 3rd round knockout and be wrong, but I don't think I am. So
gotcha.
I got Cyril Gahn, 4th round TKO.
Very, very perfect. So who's heard this joke before? I'm sure you guys have, but maybe the audience hasn't. But I got a French war rifle on Paris on eBay from Paris. It's never been fired. Only dropped twice. All right. Tuivasa gonna win. Gonna beat the Frenchman. All right, Bill, what say you?
Interesting. Joe and I are similar on this one. Listen, Bob. Full disclosure, I want to be incredibly wrong on this fight. I want Tuivasa to win this fight so damn bad. One of my favorite fighters of all time. Like Nick said, I love watching him after he wins a fight, doing the shoeies, as he likes to call them. And Tuivasa has one fighting style, which is I go forward with nasty leg kicks and just throw bomb right hands. Like I love Tuivasa and his fighting style. But Gahn is his antithesis. I mean, Gahn is a guy super.
That was a PhD candidate word right there.
Oh, I'm getting fancy.
Nice.
But really, I mean, Gahn, you're looking at a guy who's 6'4", 6'5", probably coming into the ring at 260 and moves like a middleweight. I mean, super big guy, great kicks. And Joe hinted on it earlier is Gahn is a super patient fighter. He's not going to get sucked into these brawls like Tui needs him to be. I think Tui's going to come in hot and heavy for a round and a half. Then I think he's going to start dying off, and Gahn's just going to slowly piece them apart. I wouldn't be surprised if this went to a decision. I don't think it will, though. I think I'm kind of. I was actually with Joe on the submission. I think Ty doesn't have it in him to just quit. He's one of those guys. I go home with my shield are on it type of guys. I think he's just going to get tired.
300 reference.
Yeah, I think he's just going to get tired, and Gon's going to get on top of him and pull off a rear naked choke probably, just based on Tui just being gassed. So I would go later stages of the fight. Go with Gon by a submission, but from strikes, if you know what I mean. I think Ty's going to get gassed. His hands are going to come down. He's going to get rocked with a strike, and Gon will jump on him and choke him out. I'll go with third. I think that'll happen in the third. I think the first 2 rounds, Ty is going to come out hot and heavy, then just gas out. And Gon is such a patient fighter. You saw it when he fought Nagano. You saw it when he fought who was it that he fought? Give me a second.
Destroyed Lewis.
Derek Lewis.
I was gonna say Lewis. How cool would that have been?
And again, also in Texas, by the way.
He's been through Dos Santos, Rosenstrike, Volkov, Lewis, and then Ngannou. Murderer's row right there. And
he handles some of Nagano's power hits too.
So
he's got a chin. But that's true. But like again, Gon's just a big dude, but not only is he big, he's super athletic. He's a freak athlete. And again, super patient. So take Gon by submission, but Gon money line is safe. It's going to get you no money because he's like a minus 550 on the betting stats. So you're gonna have to throw it in a long parlay to make any money off it. But you take Gon to finish, also a safe bet. I'm not sure if those odds are getting you, probably not much. No, I don't think anybody sees this fight going the distance really. But Gon money line all day.
All right, perfect. There you have it, guys. All right, now we get to the best part of the show. And yes, we make you wait because it's the best part of the show. We're gonna go to the locks, the parlays, and the DraftKings sleeper. And DraftKings, if you don't sponsor us like in the next like freaking year, we're gonna stop saying it. So like just do it. Like people don't understand DraftKings is that obviously we're gonna put the locks in our lineup, but you got to have a guy that's gonna score you some points that costs like $6,000 on a DraftKings thing. So let's go with Bill. Let's stay with the champ. Bill, what's your locks, your parlays, and your DraftKings sleeper?
Okay, my locks are pretty simple. Gon and Whitaker, I think are easy locks to go with. And they're safe locks. My DraftKings sleeper, as I brought up earlier, I'm gonna make it Wood. I think his ground game is just a little bit bigger of a threat for Jourdain. Again, I wouldn't go near that fight with my money, but I needed to give you a DraftKings sleeper, go with Wood. For my parlay, here we go. Go with Gon, Whitaker, Gomez, Nasrat Haqparast versus Makdessi. Take the over. And there's another undercard fighter making his debut. Figlock, I think his last name. Yeah, really weird last name. Fighting Ziam. He's a minus 225. Michael Figlock, throw him in there. And if you want to get ballsy, to throw in a little extra on that, since that's kind of a short parlay, take Benoit St. Denis. He's fighting a guy named Miranda doing his debut. I think Benoit St. Denis is just a little bit better of a grappler, which is what that fight is going to be, is a grappling fight. Take St. Denis if you want to stretch that parlay out a little bit more.
There you have it, fight fans. All right, hey, before we get to Joe here, I just want to say that Dave the face man, VTT's face man, said, "What's up?" Now, before we get into Joe's picks here, he was texting me, and lots of messages, not knowing that we were live. All right, Dave, we're live. Okay, so I'll get to you in a minute. Welcome to Veteran Trash Talk.
LIVIN.
Welcome to Veteran Trash Talk, Dave. All right. Anyways, Joe, give us your locks, your parlays, and your DraftKings sleeper.
Yeah, I like it.
I tried to be serious there. I couldn't hold it.
I'm on Bill's wavelength once again. So I like Gon. I like Whitaker. And then, I'm gonna call it a lock. Whatever, we'll roll with it. I'm pretty confident. This Abbas Magomedov, who has a German flag behind him. He's 24-4, and he's fighting Dustin Stolfus, who's only 14-4. I like the experience. I like Magomedov in this fight, and I don't trust Dustin Stolfus. I've seen a few of his fights. This kid's underwhelming. Doesn't do anything for me. So I'm going to put Magomedov in as my third lock with Whitaker and Gon. My DraftKings sleeper is my boy, and he's paid us off and made us look smart before, Bill. Joaquin. I'm going Joaquin Buckley, who should be on the main freaking card with Imavov, who should be on the main card as well. Yeah, he's a plus 210 underdog against Imavov. He loves this role. He won by knockout in his last plus 200 underdog fight. So I like Joaquin by knockout in that fight. Yeah, he's proven it right before. So I'm gonna roll with him. And also, this is crazy, man. But Stephanie Edgar, I actually watched her last fight, and I'm gonna throw her in my parlay. And she looked good enough to where I'm pretty confident. The way she stood, she just had a very intimidating weigh-in, and you could tell that other girl didn't want no part of it. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I like her. And then she performed. So I'm gonna roll with. Here's my parlay, starting from the bottom up. I'm gonna go Stephanie Edgar over Perez. I love Bill's call about Saint Denis. I got Benoit Saint Denis, and I like him to actually finish that fight. So inside the distance, or if you double chance him, he's got 8 submissions with his 9 victories. So he's a sub guy, and he hasn't been finished. So Stephanie Edgar, Saint Denis. I'm not going to put Buckley in. I'm not crazy, but I do like Figlak, and I do like Magomedov. So that's 4 on the prelims. That's a 4-fight prelim parlay that you can throw in there. And then to add it on the main card, because I always end up making my money on the prelims, I'm going to go Nasrat, Whitaker, and Gane. And that's a 7-fighter.
Oh, that's awesome. I hope that 7-fighter hits. Trust me, I hope it hits, because I'm going to throw some scratch on it. All right. Well, there you have it, fight fans. You got their picks, their locks, their parlays. And now let's get into a little bit of advertising for the upcoming week. No show tomorrow on the Veteran Trash Talk Hour, as Labor Day, the Trash Talk Hour does not do episodes on the holidays. But next week, we have a great show coming up. All right. It's going to be freaking awesome. All right. We have a guy that I don't really know what he does, but a lot of really cool people like him. So he's going to be a fun guy. He's got a bunch of nonprofits, and it's a guy that is helping veterans. So we're going to get him on the show, Stephen Forty, and we're going to have a really, really good time with him. Then we also have a big special coming up, and there's already been a bunch of you that have responded. All right. Yeah, Dave, you're right. It is episode 100. All right, coming up, and it's going to be a great show. But we got the September 11th special on Sunday, and Clifford, the VT's mental health warrior, asked us if we would do something. Then obviously we said, yeah, he's part of the family anyways. But him and a friend of his that were in the Pentagon when it got hit, all right, they're going to come on the show and they're going to talk about it. And the way that he phrased it to me, the question was, it struck me, because it was can you help me? That's what he said. Clifford said, can you help me deal with that day and let me talk about it live? Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah. And then that's where I get into the point of Veteran Trash Talk, which is this community is built so that we can help each other. And help sometimes means telling you to shut the fuck up. This time, this is not it. This is that time where it's talk. Let's talk about it. And he's bringing on a friend that was also in the Pentagon when it got hit. And it's going to be a phenomenal show. That again, we're asking on you, the community, to share it, share the event, get as many people to watch, because you're going to help 2 of our brothers that were in the Pentagon when I got hit by the plane on September 11th to help him get through the day. So that's what we're here for. That's what we do. Right. And then he also asked if we could do a fundraiser for the Ultimate Sacrifice Foundation. Yes, we can. Obviously, those of you who don't know, we are partnered with the Ultimate Sacrifice Foundation. So we will put up that code up there for you to text to donate to them. And we're hoping that we raise money for the Ultimate Sacrifice Foundation. again, what we've always done with Veteran Trash Talk is promote nonprofits, and this goes into Bill's lane here. Is Bill introduced us to a very, very, very awesome nonprofit, right, which is the Gold Star Teen Adventures, and Joe and I always do our birthday, donations to them, and hopefully one day I can actually talk to the boss and we can, partner with them and get them some money. But Bill will say it. I don't want to take his thunder away from him, but I've heard him say it so many times that it's almost like it's like, why don't we do more for the Gold Star families? Why don't we? Like, it's so crazy that to think that there's kids out there that lost their dad, their mom, and we don't do shit about it. So Bill, take it away with the Gold Star Teen Adventures.
Again, I ask all you every show to do this. Go to Gold Star Teen Adventures. Absolutely phenomenal organization. Those of you who've been watching the show for a while have heard me say, every Memorial Day on all our Facebook feeds, we always see the RIP Till Valhalla stuff. But no one ever thinks about, the wives, the daughters, and the sons left behind. Gold Star Teen Adventures takes all these Gold Star kids, they bring them together throughout the year for, again, hunting trips, deep sea scuba trips, deep sea fishing, any type of activity you can think of. They bring all the Gold Star kids together. They let them, one, know they're not alone. There's other kids just like them out there. And two, to let them know the community has not forgot about them. And they're going to continue to follow these kids from their early teenage years all the way up through till they get into college. Obviously it becomes a family and they look after each other forever. Again, go Start Teen Adventures, go there, donate money, all the money. It's not one of these crazy nonprofits where they spread the wealth everywhere. All the money goes towards these kids and these trips and paying for, hotel stays, food, instructors, all that stuff.
Because it's run by an active duty guy, right?
Yeah, and it's run by an active duty guy who lost his leg with their group, who's now actually a brigade commander out at Fort Jackson. And we can definitely get him on the show, Nick. But Gold Star Teen Adventures, please go to their site, buy some clothes, or just do the donation. You can buy, they got water cups, shirts, all this stuff. But just donate the money to this organization. Again, all the money goes towards these Gold Star kids to make sure they know that they are not forgotten.
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to try to put that in here in the plug real quick. And again, we are the community of veterans at Veteran Trash Talk that this has never been done before. There is not a single page that has ever been started to not cast shadows on anything. All right, we cast light. We have the answer. I might not have the answer. Bill might not have the answer. Joe might not have the answer, but somebody in the freaking community has the answer. Right? So we cast the light. Stop casting shadow on PTSD. Stop casting shadow on suicide awareness and intervention. All right. Be a part of the solution. Just do it. All right. So we'll see you guys next week. All right. Pay attention all week long. Cliff will have a show out. Len will probably have a show out with Throw Punch Monday. And then the Stone Vet, he's on his little Bill Nye, the freaking cannabis guy thing he's got going on right now. So whatever. Hey, cheers to him. And then go vote for him on the Veteran Podcast Awards. Veteran Trash Talk to enter this year because we won by too much. So we just decided not to enter it.
They asked us to step up our competitions because they were tired of us winning that one.
Once I saw who we were running against, I was like, "Is the award even mean anything?" But all right, so so anyways, hey guys, love seeing you guys tonight. Enjoy your weekend, be safe, and we will. And I don't mean safe from COVID. I mean safe from me doing dumb shit because COVID's stupid. All right, go get after it. What's up, sports fans? Are you looking for a job? Do you want to change in careers? Do you want to own your own business? I got the answer for you. This show is brought to you by FleetTex. FleetTex is partnering with veterans with mechanical or electronic experience. FleetTex specializes in on-site deployment of GPS tracking equipment and cameras for fleet vehicles across our nation. Check out what they do at www.fleettex.com. Apply today. Currently targeting veterans living in Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee. Local work and travel opportunities may be available in other areas. FleetTex proudly supports our military, its service members, our veterans, and their families. Enjoy the show.